Chasing the Dream, Poverty and Opportunity in America is an ongoing public media reporting initiative.
I learned I was pregnant in August of 2010, and it was frightening because I wasn't expecting to be pregnant. My life was basically in shambles. It was scary. I was homeless at the time, embarrassed that I was pregnant, and so I had to move in with my sister to help me and my daughter while I was pregnant.
Preterm birth is one of several important adverse birth outcomes, and it represents a birth that's before 36 weeks. So a baby is born about a month or more early. In general, in the United States, the people who are at highest risk for preterm birth are low-income women of color living in stressful situations.
He was actually in jail when I found out I was pregnant. And he was, the whole time I was pregnant, he was locked up. He actually didn't get out until my son was 4 years old.
Here in Fresno, we have one of the highest rates of preterm birth in California and one of the higher rates in the nation. For Fresno County, the most distressing numbers are the rates of preterm birth for African Americans at over 16%, and also for Asian Americans at close to 12%.
I had been going to the doctor. Everything was fine up until about 8 weeks before I was due. I started leaking fluid, and so I went in and they tested the fluid, and it was my amniotic fluid, and my doctor suggested they prep me for an emergency C-section.
Preterm birth is one of the most dramatic risk factors for the health of the child. So kids who are born preterm in Fresno account for 70% of the kids who die before their first year of life.
Before they released him, they found a heart murmur. And so he wasn't okay. He had a pulmonary valve stenosis, which is a blockage in his artery. And so his other heart arteries were working harder, making his heart enlarge. And he had to have a surgery at 6 months old. I thought that I had did something to cause this. And I was really scared that my baby might not make it. But he had the surgery. Everything went well. And I'm happy to say that he's healthy today.
The Fresno County Preterm Birth Initiative is a 10-year initiative focused on reducing preterm birth rates in Fresno County. What we are doing in the initiative as our focus and priority areas include health and education before pregnancy, care and support during pregnancy, and coordination of care. We launched a parent council that is comprised of all African American leaders and moms with lived experience in Southwest Fresno.
I am on the parent advisory committee, so I've met other mothers who have experienced premature birth.
The disparities in Southwest Fresno with the African American population are great. So in California, the rates are 8.3 for preterm birth. In Fresno County, specifically, we are seeing it mostly in the 93706. The rates are 16.3.
My goals for the initiative is to help find out what the issue is that is making women of color have their babies prematurely. We need to figure out what the cure is and what can help us have healthy babies. We want to have healthy babies like every other woman.
Funding for Chasing the Dream is provided by the JPB Foundation and Ford Foundation.